The person that you think you are doesn't actually exist. Let me explain what I mean. This might sound shocking or unbelievable, but if you stick with what I'm sharing here and you understand it, I feel that this is one of the most profound and liberating things that we can realize in this life, because we all have some idea of who we think we are, and most of us orient to everything from the perspective of this belief about our identity. And this is largely an unconscious process. We don't really realize that we're doing this. And it's also something that's deeply conditioned, something that we developed from the moment we were born and given a name to when we developed our first interests and likes and dislikes and beliefs about our identity, about religion, about politics, about our past experiences, what the world is, who we are. We develop this self-image, and we believe that this is who we are. And often we seek to validate this image. We will fight to defend this image and spend so much time wrapped up in this image, trying to improve it, worrying that it's not good enough, trying to make it more lovable, and yet it's not really who we are. Because anything that you can think about yourself is just a thought. It's not really you. Any idea you have about yourself is just an idea. Any belief you have is just a belief. And in reality, we're not capable of defining or describing the vastness of our being, of who and what we fundamentally are. And yet, so many of us limit the wholeness of this being that we are to some label, to some tiny description about our identity, saying that I am this name, I am this job description, I am this level of education, this nationality, this culture. And while all of these may be aspects of our being, they're not the deepest truth of who we are. They're not the you that feels yourself to be you, the you that is watching and listening to this video right now. That being is beyond description. It's beyond thought. It's before thought. It is a simple presence. And when we are so caught up in trying to become something else, we overlook who we are. When we're so caught up in trying to define ourselves, to prove ourselves, to validate this image we have of ourselves, we completely overlook the basic reality of our being. And mostly this is because we are so caught up in our thinking, and because the image we have of ourselves depends upon thoughts feeding it constantly in order to survive. Because the moment that we stop this process of thinking about ourselves, of thinking about our future, our past, and being so caught up and focused on me and my idea of me, the moment we really quiet down, slow down, and just be still, we see just how illusory all of that is. It all starts to fade. It starts to dissolve, and what remains is simple presence, something that we really recognize when we allow ourselves to experience silence. And I think that's why so many people are afraid of silence and afraid of stillness, of solitude, of being alone, because all of these masks that we wear and that we're constantly trying to beautify and improve and decorate so that others will tell us what a great mask we have, all of those start to dissolve, or at least we start to recognize them for what they actually are. When you're alone, when you're in silence, you can only wear a mask for so long. And when you've confused your identity with this mask, this social identity, if you're very attached to the belief that that's who you are, it's going to be very scary when you start to see that that's not as solid as you may have thought it was. But fear not, for there is a much more profound, beautiful, and amazing dimension to your being than this self-image, than this social identity, than these masks. There is the entire universe manifest as you, expressed through you, and something that you can connect with as your very own being. And this occurs simply through silence. Made it to my destination. Beautiful mountaintop. So when we allow ourselves to slow down, to breathe, to relax, and to let go of our fixation on ourselves, to let go of this preoccupation or this obsession that we have with me and my life, what I want and what I don't have, what I hope to get, and all of these things about me, when you just quiet down and allow that to dissipate, allow yourself to let go of that and open up to reality as it is, none of that is here. None of those definitions and labels and things we use to define ourselves are real in this moment. What is real is your presence, your being, the feeling of I am. Not I am this, or I am that, or I hope to be this, or I wish I was that, or I used to be this, but I am. Simple presence. And when we are so preoccupied with our thoughts, we overlook this simple presence. But it's in this simple presence of our being that the deepest peace can be found. I've had airplanes in my audio all day today, distracting me, allowing myself to be distracted. Anyways, when we allow ourselves to experience quiet, when we allow ourselves to be silently receptive and open to life, a deeper presence comes through. And this presence is not limited to a name, to a job, to an education, to a nationality, a culture, anything. It is an expression of life. It is our being. It is the universe being as this individual expression that we are. And we can experience that when we allow ourselves to let go of our fixation and obsession with ourselves and our self-image and our identity, and we just experience this beingness that we are. This beingness doesn't need anything to improve it, to validate it, to verify it, to be more lovable. It simply is. And in it, we are whole. It is complete and perfect as it is. It doesn't need to be improved. You don't have to be worthy of experiencing it. You don't have to, meditate for 30 years until you can recognize it. You just have to quiet your mind for a moment and open your awareness to life and feel this presence that you are, and know that this presence is who you are, that you are not this limited idea about your identity. You are not who you think you are, because you are not a thought. You are this presence of being. And the more you allow yourself to experience this presence of being, the more freedom and peace you will feel. The more you are caught up in your thinking and trying to improve some image or idea you have of yourself, the more you stir up your mind, the more stress, unhappiness, and misery you're going to experience. But no matter how far on our mental journeys we go, no matter how far we travel on some ego trip and disturb our peace, we can always come back to peace in a moment when we allow ourselves to slow down, breathe, and just allow ourselves to be. Allow everything to be as it is, because it's in this being that peace is found and no place else. We can experience pleasure and other things temporarily, but deep inner peace that is only found by being, not by thinking about it, not by doing something to accomplish it. It's not a goal to be realized. It's already here and now when we let go. of whatever our mind is obsessed with and fixated on, and simply allow ourselves to settle into our own presence. So, this is my transmission for today. You are not who you think you are. You are before thought, you are beyond thought, you are this simple presence of I am. Not I am this or I am that, I am. So please take some time to be as you are and to experience the peace of your being. It is always available within you, no matter where you are, no matter where you go. It's right here. Peace.